All right, horror fans, you guys sent in a ton of upcoming horror movies. And I got to say, this deep dive is going to be a wild one. We've got demonic talk show guests, creepy creature features. Looks like everything's on the table.
Yeah, it really does seem like horror's going retro this year. And honestly, I'm here for it.
Totally.
Where do you want to start?
Well, how about with Late Night with the Devil?
Oh, yeah, that one caught my eye, too.
Possessed guest on a live talk show, Halloween night, 1977. That's giving me chills already.
Yeah, you know what else? The whole movie is shot in this, like, grainy retro style. Really plays up that 70s aesthetic.
Right, like they bottled up all the creaky vibes of a vintage Halloween and poured them right into this movie.
You know, I think that retro style is more than just a gimmick. It really plays on our fascination with the past.
Especially when it comes to horror, right?
Exactly. There's something about grainy film vintage clothing, the music, it just creates this instant sense of unease.
Yeah, like we're peering into a time capsule of fear. And speaking of unease, did you catch that real-world mystery tie-in they've got going on?
Oh yeah, with The Grove.
Which sounds suspiciously like the real-life Bohemian Grove.
I wonder if they're going for that fact is scarier than fiction angle.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, imagine tuning into a talk show and realizing the guest might be involved in some like clandestine society with dark rituals.
Oh man, stop.
Talk about blurring the lines between entertainment and reality.
Right.
That's where horror really gets under your skin.
So we've got creepy retro vibes, potential cult connections. What about the actors?
Oh, yeah. Well, they've got David Dastmalchian playing the talk show host.
Ooh, good choice.
Right. I mean, you'll recognize him from Dune and the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He always brings this intensity to his roles. Makes you wonder what's going on behind those eyes.
And he's going head-to-head with Ingrid Torelli as the possessed guest.
Oh, man. I'm really curious to see how they play off each other.
Right. Is she going to go full-on demonic, or is it going to be more subtle?
Ooh, yeah. Those creeping doubts that make you question everyone's intention.
Right. That slow burn can be just as terrifying as a jump scare.
Oh, for sure. Maybe even more so.
So we've got Late Night with the Devil, serving up retro chills, potential cult intrigue. What else is on the menu?
Well, how about a movie that tackles those societal anxieties head-on, but with a healthy dose of body horror?
Yeah, I'm listening.
The Substance.
Yeah.
It's about this fading celebrity played by Demi Moore, who's willing to do anything to recapture her youth.
Okay.
She turns to this black market drug, and let's just say the side effects are not pretty.
Hold on, Demi Moore in a body horror flick.
Yeah.
That's not something I would expected. I know you're a fan of practical effects. I bet you're excited about that.
Oh, absolutely. Practical effects, when they're done well, they just create this visceral reaction that CGI can't replicate.
Totally.
And the fact that it won Best Screenplay at Cannes, that tells me there's more to this film than just shock value.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I think it's using body horror to make a statement about our obsession with youth and beauty,
Right.
how far we're willing to go to achieve them.
So it's not just about the gross out factor. It's actually a social commentary disguised as a horror film.
Exactly.
Well, I like where this is going.
And they've got Margaret Qualley, who's known for her nuanced performances, playing the, perfected version of Demi Moore's character.
Okay.
I have a feeling this film is going to be a wild, thought-provoking ride.
Wild ride, for sure. So we've got retro scares, thought-provoking body horror. No horror movie roundup would be complete without a good old-fashioned creature feature, right?
You read my mind, and it looks like Longlegs is going to deliver on that front.
Okay, tell me more.
Think classic horror setup, group of friends, remote forest, something lurking in the shadows.
Sounds like every horror movie ever.
Yeah, but this creature isn't just about jump scares. It's about that slow-burning psychological terror, that feeling of being watched, of something unseen closing in.
Okay. So what makes this one stand out?
It's already getting praise for its atmosphere, its exploration of paranoia and trauma.
So we're going for a more cerebral approach to horror here. And did I hear right that the creature design is by Mike Hill?
Yeah, the genius behind Crimson Peak and The Shape of Water.
Oh, wow. Talk about visual storytelling.
His creatures aren't just monsters, they're works of art. They often reflect the deeper themes of the films they inhabit.
So with Longlegs, you're not just expecting scares, you're expecting a visual feast. That taps into some primal fears.
Exactly.
So we've got this terrifying creature, this incredible atmosphere. Who's going to be our guide through this nightmare?
Well, we've got Nicolas Cage, for one.
Oh, yeah.
He's no stranger to horror after Mandy, and his performance in that film was truly unhinged.
Right.
And he's joined by Micah Monroe, who brought a whole new level of relatable fear to It Follows.
Okay.
With that kind of talent on board, I have a feeling Longlegs is going to stick with us long after the credits roll.
Okay, I'm officially creeped out, and we're only 3 movies in. Where do we go from here?
Well, from the unsettling depths of the forest, we dive right into the underbelly of Hollywood. We've got Xena's the third installment in T. West's X trilogy. This time we're in 1980s Los Angeles during the VHS.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember those days. Renting a VHS was a ritual, like a gamble on a night of potential terror. You never knew what you were going to get. So is Max Xene tapping into that nostalgia, or is it something more?
It seems to be doing both. Think neon lights, synth music, that gritty, almost grimy aesthetic that defines so many 80s horror films. But beyond the visuals, Max Xene is diving into some dark themes. Fame, ambition, survival.
It's exploring the underbelly of the entertainment industry, where dreams can quickly turn into nightmares.
Right, and let's not forget, this is a Ty West film. He's not afraid to push boundaries to make us squirm in our seats.
Oh, for sure. I'm really curious to see how he connects this 80s setting with the themes he explored in X and Pearl.
Exactly, and we can't talk about Max Xene without mentioning the return of Mia Goth.
Oh yeah, she was phenomenal.
She's already proven herself as a horror powerhouse in those first 2 films, and I have a feeling she's going to deliver another unforgettable performance. Remember that chilling monologue she delivered in Pearl?
Oh yeah, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
It's a whole other level.
You know, it's interesting that we've seen so many strong female leads in these upcoming horror films. From Ingrid Torelli potentially going toe-to-toe with a demon, to Demi Moore facing the consequences of her ambition, and now Mia Goth navigating the treacherous world of 80s Hollywood. It feels like there's a shift happening in the genre.
Yeah, it's about time, don't you think? For too long, horror has relied on that damsel in distress trope. But these films are showcasing women who are complex, flawed, and often terrifying in their own right.
They're not waiting to be rescued. They're fighting back, making their own choices, even if those choices lead them down a dark path.
Right, and that's what makes these characters so compelling. They're not just reacting to the horror around them, they're active participants in shaping their own destinies.
It's a refreshing change. And honestly, it makes the horror that much more impactful because you're invested in their struggles.
Yeah, it's a reminder that true horror isn't always about those external monsters. It's about the choices we make, the darkness that resides within us. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we create ourselves.
Well said. Speaking of monsters, I have a feeling Smile 2 is going to give us plenty to talk about. Remember the first film? That chilling premise of a curse that manifests as these sinister, inescapable smiles. I don't think I'll ever look at a smiley face the same way again.
It's such a brilliant concept, isn't it? Taking something as innocent as a smile and twisting it into something utterly terrifying. It plays on our fear of the uncanny, the familiar becoming strange and menacing.
Totally. And from what I've heard, this sequel is delving even deeper into the mythology of the curse.
Ooh.
That's what I love about sequels that are done well. They don't just rehash the same scares, they expand the world. They answer questions we didn't even know we had. So what are we learning about the curse this time around?
Well, it seems like they're exploring its origins, how it began, who or what might be behind it.
Interesting.
It's giving me like The Ring vibes. The more you learn about the curse, the more unsettling it becomes.
And let's talk about the cast.
Yeah.
Sosie Bacon is back, and she's joined by Jenna Ortega, who's quickly becoming a horror icon in her own right.
She's fantastic.
After Wednesday and the latest Scream films, I can't wait to see what she brings to this role.
She has this incredible ability to portray vulnerability and strength at the same time, which makes her characters so relatable even when they're facing unimaginable horrors. And let's not forget, the original director, Parker Finn, has a cameo in this one.
Okay, now that's a detail that makes me think there are some Easter eggs and hidden connections we need to watch out for. I love when filmmakers reward those who pay attention to the details.
Absolutely. It shows a level of care and craft that elevates the whole experience.
For sure.
And it invites us to rewatch to discover those hidden layers, those subtle hints that might have gone unnoticed the first time around.
So we've covered 5 films. Retro scares, thought-provoking body horror, a chilling creature feature, the continuation of a terrifying trilogy, and a sequel that promises to delve deeper into the origins of a truly unsettling curse. I'm already feeling overwhelmed with cinematic terror, and it's not even Halloween.
But that's the beauty of horror, isn't it? It allows us to confront our fears in a safe space, to explore those darker corners of our minds without actually putting ourselves in danger.
Yeah.
It's cathartic. And in a way, it can even be empowering.
I like that way of looking at it. It's like horror gives us permission to be scared, to embrace the darkness without letting it consume us. But I have to ask, out of all these upcoming films, which one has you the most intrigued?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Each of these films offers something unique, but I think for me it's Late Night with the Devil. That blend of reality and fiction just really gets me, that idea of a possessed guest on a live talk show. Especially with the potential Bohemian Grove connection. It makes you question what's real and what's staged, like horror bleeding into our everyday lives.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's that unsettling feeling that maybe, just maybe, the things that scare us in movies aren't so far-fetched after all. For me, it's the substance. The body horror is definitely intriguing. But what really hooks me is that social commentary. It makes you think about the price we pay for beauty and the lengths we go to achieve it.
Yeah.
It's like a cautionary tale wrapped in a layer of gooey, grotesque special effects.
And that's what makes horror so fascinating, right? It can be a funhouse of scares, but it can also be a mirror, reflecting our deepest fears and anxieties.
It makes us confront the uncomfortable truths, the things we might not want to admit we're afraid of.
Exactly.
So as you're planning your next horror movie marathon, maybe think about what kind of fear you want to explore. Are you looking for pure adrenaline-pumping scares? Or something that will stay with you long after the credits roll? Something that makes you question the world around you?
Right, there's a whole spectrum of horror out there, just waiting to be discovered.
And remember, sometimes the most effective horror isn't about the jump scares or the gore. It's about the atmosphere, the slow build of tension, the lingering sense of dread that seeps into your bones.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
The kind of horror that sparks conversations that makes you think. So, dear listener, we've given you a taste of what's to come in the world of horror. But the real deep dive is up to you. Explore these films, find the ones that resonate with you, and let the chills commence.
And as you settle in for your next horror movie night, I'll leave you with one final thought. Remember, the scariest monsters are often the ones we create in our own minds. So keep the lights on. Or don't. The choice is yours.
Ooh, that's a perfect note to end on. Sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. And if any of these movies inspire you to do your own deep dive into horror, we'd love to hear about it. Until next time, happy haunting.